What if I told you that some people don't have any close friends, not because they want to be alone, but because their mind and behavior make it almost impossible to connect? Imagine feeling invisible in a crowd, like you're watching life happen without anyone reaching out. It's not always about being shy or unlucky. There's a hidden side to this problem that most people don't understand. In this video, we're going to look closely at why some people end up with no friends at all. We'll explore what's happening inside their minds and hearts, the reasons behind their social isolation, and why this isn't just about choosing to be alone. Many think loneliness is a choice or a temporary phase, but for some, it's a pattern rooted deep in how they see the world and themselves. One key reason lies in how they form bonds. Humans are wired for connection, but some people's brains work differently when it comes to trust and safety. They might want friends, but their inner voice warns them that getting close means getting hurt. This fear often pushes people away before any real connection can begin. There's also something called social skills, the small but powerful ways people read body language, respond in conversations, and show that they care. When someone struggles with these skills, even simple interactions become hard. It's like having a secret code to friendship that they never learned. But it's not just about fear or skills. Past experiences play a huge role. Imagine growing up in a home where trust was broken again and again, or where you were made to feel you didn't belong. Those early moments shape how you expect others to treat you as an adult. Another reason is mental health. Conditions like anxiety and depression don't just make people feel bad inside, they make socializing feel overwhelming. It's like carrying an invisible weight that drains energy and makes putting yourself out there almost impossible. The world around us can make this worse. Society often values outgoing, confident people. Those who don't fit that mold are pushed to the side, labeled as loners or weird. That label creates a barrier that keeps others from reaching out, making isolation even deeper. By understanding these hidden forces, we can start to see loneliness not as a personal failure, but as a complex puzzle shaped by many pieces. In the next part, we'll look deeper at how fear shapes behavior and how this cycle of mistrust starts and grows over time. Fear is one of the strongest forces shaping how people interact with others. For some, fear becomes a wall that keeps them from forming real connections. This kind of fear is not just about strangers or social situations, it runs deeper. It comes from a place inside that says, if I let someone in, they might leave or hurt me. This kind of fear often starts early in life. Maybe someone was rejected by family members or bullied by classmates. These early experiences teach the brain to expect danger in relationships instead of safety. When that happens, the natural urge to connect becomes tangled with worry and suspicion. Over time, this worry grows into mistrust. People who have been hurt might find it hard to believe that others have good intentions. Even when someone tries to be kind, the person with mistrust might doubt their words or actions. They question if the kindness is real or if there is a hidden reason behind it. This mistrust is like carrying an invisible shield. It protects them from getting hurt, but it also blocks out chances for real friendship. The problem is the more they use this shield, the harder it becomes to lower it. It becomes a cycle. Fear builds mistrust, and mistrust increases fear. When someone feels this way, social situations can feel like a trap. They might want to join conversations or meet new people, but their mind keeps warning them to stay back. This inner warning can cause them to avoid social events, miss chances to connect, or push others away without meaning to. Sometimes this leads to loneliness that feels confusing. They don't want to be alone, yet every time they try to get close, something inside stops them. It's as if they are stuck between wanting connection and protecting themselves from pain. Another challenge is that fear and mistrust can affect how a person acts in social settings. Instead of being open and relaxed, they might seem distant or nervous. Others can sense this, even if it's not obvious, and may feel unsure about how to approach them. In many cases, people respond to this behavior with distance or frustration. They might think, why don't they just open up? But opening up takes courage, courage that can feel impossible when the mind is full of fear. Breaking out of this cycle is not easy. It often requires time, patience, and sometimes outside help. Understanding that fear and mistrust are natural responses to past pain is the first step. It's not about blaming the person for being difficult or cold. Instead, it's about recognizing that these feelings were created to protect them, even if they now cause harm. This cycle also shows why simple advice like, just go make friends, doesn't work for everyone. For some, the hardest part is feeling safe enough to try. Next, we'll look at how difficulties in social skills add another layer to this challenge. These small but important skills can make or break the chance to form real connections.
Social skills are like the language we use to connect with others. They include small things like making eye contact, reading facial expressions, or knowing when to speak and when to listen. For most people, these skills develop naturally, but for some, they don't come easily. When someone struggles with social skills, simple interactions can feel confusing and stressful. They might miss cues that others give off, like a smile or a change in tone. This can make conversations awkward or misunderstood. Imagine trying to have a conversation without understanding the unspoken rules. It's like playing a game where you don't know the instructions. You might say something that seems rude without meaning to, or fail to show interest when others expect it. Over time, these small mistakes can build up, making others less willing to spend time together. This isn't about being shy or quiet. It's deeper than that. Some people have trouble picking up social signals because their brains process information differently. Conditions like autism, social anxiety, or trauma can make reading emotions and body language harder. Without these skills, reaching out to others takes more effort. And when efforts don't go well, it can cause frustration and self-doubt. Someone might start to believe they are weird or unlikable, which makes trying again even harder. This struggle can lead to a sense of isolation. It's not just about being physically alone, it's about feeling misunderstood. When people don't feel understood, they often stop trying to connect. There's also a part of social skills that involves showing empathy, understanding how others feel, and responding kindly. People with limited social skills might want to be empathetic, but don't know how to express it. Others may misinterpret this as disinterest or coldness. On the other hand, some people may protect themselves by keeping conversations very surface level. They avoid sharing too much or asking personal questions because they're unsure how to handle the answers. This creates a barrier that keeps relationships from growing deeper. Another challenge is that social skills develop through practice and feedback. If someone has had few chances to practice or has been rejected before, they don't get the feedback needed to improve. It's like trying to learn a sport without ever playing a game. Breaking this pattern is difficult but possible. Learning social skills often takes time, support, and patience. Sometimes it means unlearning habits that were formed as defense mechanisms. It also helps when others understand that social struggles are not a choice. People aren't being rude or uninterested on purpose. They may just need space and support to grow. Next, we'll explore how past experiences shape the way people approach relationships today. The past can leave marks that affect trust, openness, and the ability to connect. Our past shapes how we see the world and the people around us. For many who end up without close friends, early experiences left marks that make trusting others very hard. Think about growing up in a home where love was unpredictable or where people often argued. When the people who are supposed to care for you don't provide safety, it sends a message: the world is not a safe place. That message sticks with us even into adulthood. Some people experience rejection or neglect early on. They might have been ignored, blamed, or treated unfairly. When that happens, it's easy to believe you are not worthy of care or friendship. These early wounds make it difficult to believe that others want to be close. The mind creates ways to protect itself from more pain, often by keeping people at a distance. Even when someone shows kindness, the person with this past might struggle to accept it. They may think, "What's the catch?" or "They will leave me too." This expectation of loss creates a barrier that is hard to break. These patterns are sometimes called attachment styles. People with a secure style tend to trust others easily and feel comfortable with closeness. But people with avoidant or anxious styles might feel scared of getting too close or worried that others will abandon them. It's important to understand that these attachment styles aren't permanent. They can change over time with new experiences and relationships. But for many, it takes a long time to undo the damage done early in life. Another factor is trauma. Trauma doesn't have to mean something extreme. It can be ongoing emotional pain, bullying, or feeling left out repeatedly. Trauma changes how the brain reacts to social situations. People who have faced trauma often feel hyper-alert for danger. They may misread harmless actions as threats or become easily overwhelmed in groups. This makes social situations stressful instead of enjoyable. Sometimes people with difficult pasts also carry shame, a deep feeling that something is wrong with them. Shame makes it hard to open up because it feels like admitting weakness or failure. All of this adds up to a powerful force that keeps people isolated. They may want connection, but their past makes it feel unsafe or impossible. It's not about being broken or beyond help. It's about understanding the weight someone carries and how that weight affects their ability to connect. In the next part, we'll look at how mental health challenges like anxiety and depression also play a big role in why some people end up without close friends.
Mental health plays a huge role in how people connect with others. Conditions like anxiety and depression don't just affect how someone feels inside, they change how a person acts around others. Take anxiety. For someone with social anxiety, the thought of talking to new people or joining a group can feel overwhelming. Their mind races with worries. What if I say something wrong? What if they don't like me? What if I embarrass myself? These fears aren't just small worries, they can be intense and hard to control. Because of this, many people with anxiety avoid social situations altogether. They might say no to invitations or leave early when they do show up. This avoidance makes it harder to build connections, which in turn increases feelings of loneliness. Depression works in a different but connected way. It often comes with feelings of deep sadness, low energy, and a loss of interest in things that used to bring joy, including socializing. When someone is depressed, they might feel like they're a burden to others, or that no one really cares about them. These feelings make reaching out to others very difficult. It's not that they don't want company, it's that they feel stuck inside a dark place where connection seems impossible. Both anxiety and depression also affect how people communicate. They may speak less, avoid eye contact, or seem distant. Others might misunderstand this as disinterest or coldness, even though it's the opposite. The problem is, mental health issues and social isolation often feed each other. Feeling alone can make anxiety and depression worse, while anxiety and depression make it harder to connect. It becomes a cycle that's tough to break. Sometimes people with these challenges also struggle with self-esteem. They might believe they are not worthy of friendship, or that others would rather be without them. These thoughts keep them from reaching out or accepting invitations. It's important to remember that mental health struggles are not a personal failure. They are medical conditions that need care and understanding, just like any physical illness. Support from others, therapy, and sometimes medication can help break this cycle. When people get the right help, they often find it easier to connect and build relationships. However, because of stigma and misunderstanding, many suffer in silence. They don't share their struggles because they fear judgment or rejection. Understanding the role mental health plays helps us see that loneliness is not just a personal problem, but a shared one. It shows that society often fails to include everyone equally. In the final part, we will talk about how society and culture influence who we connect with and why some people feel left out more than others. The world we live in plays a big role in who we connect with and who ends up alone. Society and culture shape the way we see relationships, success, and even ourselves. In many places, being outgoing, confident, and popular is seen as the ideal. People who talk loudly, lead groups, or have many acquaintances are often admired. This creates pressure to fit into a certain mold. But not everyone fits that mold naturally. Some people are quieter, more reserved, or prefer smaller groups. In a culture that values loud confidence, these people can be overlooked or misunderstood. This can make it harder for them to find their place. They might feel invisible or like they don't belong. Over time, these feelings build up and push people away from social life. Technology also plays a role. Social media connects billions of people, but it can also make loneliness worse. Seeing others' highlight reels, photos of parties, trips, and smiling faces can make someone feel left out or like they don't measure up. Online connections can be shallow and don't always provide the deep support people need. For some, relying on digital interaction increases feelings of isolation instead of reducing it. Another factor is social groups and communities. People often connect through shared interests, work, or neighborhoods. When someone is new to an area, has different interests, or feels different from those around them, it's harder to find people who click. Discrimination and prejudice also create barriers. People may be excluded because of their race, gender, disability, or beliefs. This exclusion cuts off important chances to build friendships. Understanding these social and cultural forces helps explain why loneliness is not just a personal problem, but a shared one. It shows that society often fails to include everyone equally. The good news is that things can change. Awareness about mental health and social difficulties is growing. More people understand that loneliness is serious and everyone deserves connection. Communities can become more welcoming by accepting differences and reaching out to those who seem left out. Small acts of kindness can make a big difference. For those who feel isolated, it's important to remember that they are not alone in feeling this way. Many people face similar struggles, and it's okay to seek help and take small steps toward connection. Building friendships takes time, patience, and courage. But understanding the reasons behind loneliness is the first step to breaking the cycle. This video has looked at why some people end up with no friends, not because they don't want them, but because fear, past pain, social skills, mental health, and society all play a role. If you've ever felt alone or struggled to connect, know that there are explanations and solutions out there. You are not broken, you are human. Thank you for watching.